Alright, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? We are back today, and this is going to be the first video where I am not the mass reviewer, I am the mass ranker. That is right, the mass ranker is making his debut, and it is going to be a tier list of the Bad Boys movies. Yes, we finally finished reviewing all the movies in the Bad Boys franchise, so we are going to be doing a tier list for all the movies. Just a few quick announcements. I'm sure. Okay, so at this point, I'm pretty sure no one's watching these videos yet. So I did have to change the channels because there was some issue of the last video I released. It was like over 15 minutes long, and for some reason, like YouTube, they need you to verify a phone number, and for some reason, I had a lot of issues doing that, so I couldn't actually verify the account that I was using. So that created issues because obviously, like, I couldn't. In the future, I am going to probably be making videos that are over 15 minutes long, so I did need a channel that was verified. So luckily, I had already, on a different Google account, I apparently already had a verified account, so I am now using that one, and so I had to switch channels. So I uploaded all the videos to this one, and I deleted the old channel. So this is now the current one. I'm probably not going to call it the Mass Reviewer anymore. That's not the name of this channel anymore. It's just going to be called the Mass R because, well, I'm not just the mass reviewer, I'm also the mass ranker. I'm going to be the mass ranker in the future, so I need a bit of variety with the namesake. Also, it's just easier to type in the mass R rather than the mass reviewer. But you can still just call me mass if you want. So yeah, or you can refer to me still as the mass reviewer because that is still what I am. I'm just also now the mass ranker. And with that said, let us begin this ranking. I have here a tier list of the Bad Boys movies, and so let's just begin, shall we, with the first one. We actually have here, it's not any Bad Boys movie, it is a Bad Boys game. It's called Bad Boys Miami Takedown, which I've never played, and it's not part of the franchise in terms of the movies, so there's nothing for me to really rank it on, so I'm just gonna make a new tier. I'll call it, not movie, and I will just put this one here straight away because it is not a movie, I've not played the game, and so I cannot exactly rank it. And so let's just begin now with the first movie, which was the first Bad Boys, which I will put in B tier. This one was probably my least favorite in the entire franchise. I thought that it was the most, like, the least interesting in my opinion. In this one, you had the whole, like, I didn't think Max worked as a character, and she was like 1/3 of the main cast. The villain was completely uninteresting. I don't even remember his name. I do still think Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, they did still do a good job, like, with their chemistry in this one. And I did not like how they separated Mike and Marcus at the start of the movie. So with all that, it's not, like, overall it's not terrible. There are still some good bits to it, which is why it's not in C tier. I should make another, I can do this right. I can make a tier below, add a row below for F tier because we need an F tier. So, okay, this, weird, this kind of, here we go. Yeah, here we go. We have an F tier now, because you need an F tier for the absolutely trash movies. None of the movies in this franchise are F tier. They're not. None of them are even C tier, to be honest. So anyway, moving on, Bad Boys 2. I actually really like this one a lot. I thought that this one had probably the best comedic bits in the entire franchise, and for that, I will give this one an A tier. I thought that it was very good. I thought the villain was probably, it was better than the first one, but compared to, he was good. He was pretty good, all things considered. He's probably actually the second best villain in the entire franchise, I would say. The plot, it was still pretty standard, which is what is preventing it from being higher, but I would still call this one pretty good. It was definitely an A tier movie in my opinion. I will probably, this one, it was the funniest in the entire franchise, I would say, and for that reason, I'm giving it A tier. With that, next on, Bad Boys for Life. This was my favorite one in the franchise, Bad Boys for Life. I like this one a lot. This one had Armando. It was the most interesting villain. It had the best dynamic between Mike and Marcus, with Marcus wanting to retire, and so overall this one was just the best movie in my opinion. It was also the first one that takes place in the 2020s, so you finally have more modern action and stuff. You have very colorful, vibrant settings. The Animal Squad was good. You had emotional moments with Captain Howard. Just overall, this one was my favorite, and it is in S tier. What I call an S tier movie? I'm not going by like 1 to 10 rankings for this. I'm just going from S to S, A, B, C, F rankings. So it's not necessarily, so I don't know. I would, like, the movie overall, I'd give like an 8 out of 10 probably. I don't know if an 8 out of 10 is really an S tier ranking though. So for the sake of this, I'm not going to give it S tier. I don't think it's S tier worthy. I wouldn't call it an S tier movie. I would call it a high A tier movie though. So I will put it A tier before Bad Boys 2. Finally, we have Bad Boys for Life, which I actually, surprisingly, I thought I would like this one more because I've heard great things about it. But overall, when I saw it, it was honestly not even as good as Bad Boys 2. I would still probably give it like I give it like a low A tier. I would say that it's still probably like, it's kind of between A and B tier, but I would say it's more of an A tier movie than a B tier movie. It's just the villain wasn't really interesting. I didn't like the whole progression with Marcus's character, where it's like he's not afraid of death anymore, and Will Smith's character, he was still good, but you had like Christine, who wasn't really developed. Really, it's just a new character that we're introduced to that we don't really know from this point. So yeah, overall, the movie it had a lot of stuff that brought it down for me, and that made it not as good as For Life or Bad Boys 2. But overall, I would still probably give it an A tier. I would probably, if there was a tier between A and B tier, I would probably do that. But overall, I'm not going to make a new tier just for that, so I'm just going to call it A. Maybe I should put like A between A and B tier. I'm not going to do that for now. For now, I'm just going to leave it in A tier, and in the future, when I do more rankings, I will change it up a bit. I will probably I'll change the tier systems for future rankings. But in terms of, the Bad Boys movies, this is my ranking of them. The ranking videos are probably in general going to be a bit shorter because there's less stuff for me to really go in depth with. So that is pretty much all there is to it. But in total, in terms of the Bad Boys franchise, I will probably give the franchise as a whole, I would probably give it a 7.5. It is a very good franchise. I would not give it, it's not an 8 out of 10, but it is a 7.5. It is not a great franchise, but it is a very good franchise. You have For Life, which was very good. You had Bad Boys 2, which was also very good. Honestly, all the movies are very good. I would just say the first one, it's like, the first one kind of brings it down from being like a great franchise, but overall it is still, a 7.5 franchise in my opinion. So, with that said, that is my first ranking video, and that is pretty much all there is to it. So, that's about it. Still trying not to copy Moist Critical. I'm also working with the edits a bit better, so you might not even see this part now because I may have cut it out. So yeah, with that said, that is pretty much all we have today, and so yeah, let's leave it at that.